If you get maximum subarray LeetCode problem number 53 in a technical interview, a naive candidate is going to try a brute force approach with nested loops that drags your efficiency down to a sluggish big O of n square runtime. But a top tier engineer knows that you can scan the entire array exactly once and solve it in a lightning fast linear big O of n times. Today we are going to master Kadane's algorithm, one of the most elegant concepts in all of software engineering. It's all about a simple philosophical rule, knowing when your past is dragging you down and when to reset your boundaries. Let's head to the whiteboard and tackle this logic together. The problem asks us to find a contiguous subarray within the array that has the largest sum and return that sum. Now, how do we tackle this cleanly in a single pass? We maintain two simple variables as we step through these numbers. We first create a variable named current sum. This variable is going to hold the total value of our active local subarray right now. And we create another variable called max sum. This variable is going to hold the global all-time high record sum we have discovered anywhere so far. Here is the golden rule of Kadane's algorithm. As we walk from left to right, we look at the next number and make a choice. We ask ourselves, does adding our current number to the previous running total give us a higher value, or is that previous total dragging us down so much that it is better to just reset our subarray boundary right here at our current index? Let's track the entire array step by step so that you can see exactly how the math works. Let me move this variable down so that I can illustrate it a bit better. Let's look at index 0, which is currently holding number -2. There is no history yet. Our local running sum is -2 and our global record max sum is also set to -2. Now let's move on to the next index, which is 1. If we combine our current value, which is 1, with our previous sum, which is -2, it drags us down because 1 minus 2 gives us -1. So it drags us down to a net total of -1. But if we completely ignore that negative past balance, the standalone value of our current position is a +1. Because 1 is greater than -1, we reset our subarray starting boundary right here at index 1. Our running total updates to +1, which beats our global record of max sum, which is also updated to 1. Now we are going to move on to our next index, which is 2, and it holds a value of -3. We combine our current value 1 to -3 to get -2. Is that better than the standalone value of -3? Yes, meaning our previous sequence is still proving value. We keep our running sum to -2. It doesn't beat our global record, so maximum stays 1. Now we move on to index 3, which currently holds the value of 4. If we add 4 to our ongoing running sum -2, we get 2, but the standalone value at the current position is 4. Because 4 is significantly larger than 2, we reset our subarray starting boundary right here at 3. Our running total now becomes 4, which breaks our global record. So we want to update our max to 4 as well. Now let's move on to index 4, which currently holds the value of -1. Adding -1 to our running sum 4 gives us 3, which is better than the standalone value of -1. So our running total shift downs to 3. It does not beat our global max sum, so it will be still remaining as 4. Now let's move on to the index 5, which currently holds the value 2. Adding 2 to our running sum 3 gives us 5. That beats the standalone number 2. So our running sum climbs to 5. This passes our global record, so the max sum is updated to 5 as well. Then we move on to index number 6, which currently holds the value 1. Adding 1 to our running sum of 5 gives us 6. That beats our standalone current number, which is 1. So our running sum have hit 6. So we will update our current sum to 6. This also beats our max sum, so we update our max sum to 6 as well. We move on to the next index 7, which currently holds the value -5. Adding 5 to our current sum 6 will give us 1. This is still better than our standalone minus 5. So we hold on to it. So we update our current sum to 1. But this doesn't beat our max sum. So we leave our max sum with 6. Then finally we move on to our last index, which is index number 8, which currently holds the value of 4. Adding 4 to our running sum 1 gives us 5 and beats our standalone 4. So our finishing running sum finishes at 5. So we update our current sum to 5. But our global recorded maximum safely finishes at 6, which perfectly captures the boundary block between 4 minus 2 to 1. Now tracking this on a board is easy, but implementing Kadane's algorithm clearly in Java without making a classic initialization error is where most candidates completely crash and burn. Let's jump into LeetCode because I'm going to show you 2-line optimization hack that handle this flawlessly. Watch how clean this is. First, we initialize two tracking variables. The biggest trap is setting these to 0. If the input array is full of negative numbers, a baseline of 0 completely breaks your logic. We must initialize both of these with the very first element of the array. So we initialize it with the num of 0, the current sum, and also the max sum should also be set to num of 0. Now we have to iterate on all of this number from left all the way to right. To achieve that, we add a for loop. Now for the ultimate 2-line loop hack, we start our index looping at 1. So we initialize the variable I to 1 and we want to iterate all the numbers in the array, and then we increment I on every loop. The second hack on this is, instead of using messy if else statement, we use math of max to let the code decide whether to continue our local sequence or reset our subway boundary on the fly. So what we want to do is, as we discussed in our whiteboard session, we want to compute the current sum. When we want to compute the current sum, we use math of max. The math of max is, we check whether the current number is greater than to our current sum plus the current number. Whichever is greater is what we want to be set as our current sum. Then we want to update our max sum. The max sum should be math of max of maximum sum or the current sum. Whichever is maximum is what we want to assign it to the max sum. That is the entire code logic. We just return our global max value, and that will be our final statement in this. If you take this exact clean Java code and paste it right into your LeetCode compiler, it is going to pass all the test cases. So let's run this test. All our test cases are passed. Let's submit, and all the 210 test cases are also passed and is accepted by LeetCode. Let's wrap this nicely for the interviewer. Because we touched every element in an array exactly once, our time complexity is an incredibly sleeking linear big O of n. And since we only spinned up two integer variable to track our running balance, our space complexity is a perfect constant big O of 1. Tracking a local running metrics versus a global maximum is a high yield pattern that will unlock dozens of advanced dynamic programming questions on interview day. If you want to practice interactive active recall flashcard built around this Kadane's pattern on your phone today, so you can log this logic into your long-term memory, click on the waiting list link below in the description. Hit like if this full visual track made the logic click for you, and I will see you tomorrow on the next problem. Let's keep crushing it.